I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto ye, beloved and holy friends. Beloved and holy friends, we love you. We love you, friends. We love you. 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 So much loving. So much lovies. So much lovers. 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 Yeah. It's a creature. I'm a creature. Don't get on me. You're not to step close to me. And she's a creature, this creature. Oh, the crazy creature. Oh, I'm a creature. I'm a creature. Wow. Love it as a creature. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, I'm a creature. Is that not enough? You want some more? More. More, please. Give us more. I'm gonna sit closer. I'm gonna sit close enough to get more. Yeah, some more. Out if this mistake, which it is, and it would have been my mistake if it was a mistake that was made, how this mistake is going to be rectified. And so we did find, at least, the footage that was taken yesterday on device instead of being on the card. So I copied that footage over to my computer, and I'm now uploading that footage onto a Google Drive. And then afterwards, I'm going to send him the link for said Google Drive so that he can do his gerbs, all right? Getting the things that he needs to do the job that he's gonna do. So, after that, we had a chance to switch the Wi-Fi back on. Told you friends that my Wi-Fi stopped working 3 days ago. And I've told you friends that I've had this pattern of switching it off for a long time and then switching it back on again. And I'm not even joking. If you switch it off and switch it back on again, like in an hour time frame or in a 5 hour time frame or even in a 10 hour time frame, oh, you're not gonna leave. It's not gonna work. It won't work. However, if you switch it off for like a 48-hour time frame, then it does. That makes so much sense, doesn't it, Eva? Almost called you Pepe. Excuse me. You don't care. Check this out. Yeah. So it's working again. And we got to find that out alongside. This can't be comfortable, Eva. You're too big. You're not really lapdog size. And I'm not. I don't have my legs crossed. My legs are splayed. Eva kiss. Eva can never. I like holding Eva like this. Having her sit like a person. Yes. Like so. Mm-hmm. Just two entities on planet Earth entitying. Isn't that right, Eva? Isn't that right? Eva. Happy Friday and happy Valentine's Day as well. Eva is blissing out. Eva is maximum calm. Yes. I think she's pretty camera shy, actually. I don't know if she likes being on camera that much. Maybe I'm anthropomorphizing. Maybe she doesn't think about that stuff. You think about that? I don't know if I do. Look at that. Hey, look at that. That's you. That's you there. You see that? Yeah. It's you that. Yeah. It is. Why you stop? Hmm? You want to go and play with your friends? Don't think they're having fun. Huh? Pippi's gonna get so jealous if she sees what's going on here. And she's averting her gaze. Checks out. Here it starts. See what happens? Hey, love you. Okay. I'm gonna set you free, Evas. Yeah. Free you be. Go and play with them. Oh. Go and have some fun. Alright. Pretty burby noises, right? Actually, I wanna give you an extra microphone so you can hear those burby noises better. There we go. Now you friends have burby ears. From my side, the audio goes in and out. I'm gonna exit out and then come back in again. Did that help the audio? I am trying to use the actual built-in YouTube app for live streaming again, and I've not been doing that as of late. I actually opted in to use this Restream software, and it does make the audio better sometimes. Same for me. Keep letting me know, friends, if it's still bad. Try restarting the app, Nancy. That works for me sometimes. Let me know. Hey! Don't make sounds this close to me, please. Go make sounds elsewhere. I got some things on me. Ain't got no calm left in me. Ain't got no calm left in thee. No calm, no calm. Ain't no calm. Who's calm? Me? I ain't calm. Restarting works. Thank you. Yay! I'm calm. I'm calm. You see, now people can be calm. Okay. You can be free. Instantly goes back to terrorizing Pippi. Going on an exploration. On an exploration. On an adventure to the outside world. Yeah. It allowed me to tell you friends about a dream I had. For the last while, I've been having dreams about solving problems. But the nature of these problems are pretty wild. You know, like the nature of these problems are like trying to help the world move to a new system. And then the question of like, how do we do that? And if I can answer that question, if I can answer the how, then maybe it's closer to possible. And then last night, especially, I had a dream about a device. And this device's purpose is to be a network, like an oracle token almost, right? Giving something access to the information and using NFC technology and little printable PCBs, right? So pretty rudimentary, but having magnetic states in that, right? And that printable part looks to me like it's gonna go one way or another, right? So you put the voltage through it, it clicks to one side, you put a voltage through it again, it takes a reading instantly of its state, and then also resets it or changes the state in that moment as well. So it kind of like has a chain of reasoning, has information attached to it. Restarting works, bless. Good. I'm happy that the restart worked. So I'm going to read for you, friends. Now, like this was the prompt I gave. I want you to brainstorm with me. I said to ChatGPT, I considered I I'm considering some sort of tokenizer. I had a dream about it. And the purpose of this tokenizer is to help enable blockchain to integrate real world assets.
And for some reason, the way my mind was imagining this token is that it worked on some sort of NFC technology. So when you bring an energy source on an emitting energy source close to it, you can program it. And you can collapse with electromagnets into different states on a kind of printable PCB data in one state or another. You can make it like an address or something like that, I guess, and also traceability. And I don't know if this, I don't know why this idea is so important to me. So I want you to help me think about it. And then it went down this rabbit hole. I don't know if you friends want to go with me, uh, but I don't know if it's related to calm. I don't know. Maybe it can bring some calm to you. Maybe it can be a cool thing to think about. So it goes. This is an intriguing idea, kind of like dreaming up a physical key. Yes, that unlocks digital asset value. Yes, exactly. Let's break it down and explore some potential angles. First is the physical to digital world. Imagine a token that exists both in the physical world and on the blockchain. Using NFC, you could have a tangible token, say a small PCB embedded in a sticker, right? Little flower sticker. And again, the way I would like these flowers made is not necessarily my art, right? My products, of course, will have my art as the stickers, but another product could have a kaleidoscope of whatever, right? For instance, let me just do this quickly. Milk carton. All right, and we don't do milk cartons here in South Africa at all. Uh technically, technically we do. We don't do the ones you peel open like that. Let's do one of these. We sometimes have ones like these. All right. So maybe that is your product. So now in and it already has QR codes on it. So this idea isn't that much of a stretch from QR codes technically. You can have some sort of model on the back end literally do this for each of your products, right? Brings into a piece of software, and I'm gonna literally change nothing. I'm just going to, right? Like all of those. That's literally just the milk carton. I did nothing else to the image, right? So it is pretty flat. Doing something to the image could help, but the point for me is that each of those little products can have one of these little flowers on them. And then one of those little flowers has within it a little chip. And that little chip can give you the ability to trace your milk, for example. If it was sour and it tastes bad, then you can just fly. Then you can let them know. You can scan with your phone's NFC, which it has, most phones at least. You can scan with your phone's NFC this little token and be like, hey, bratanas, I've been buying milk from you for like, and then you can show all of your previous tokens. This one isn't good, bruh. And then they can see, yeah, this person is a loyal customer. Hook them up with an apology or whatever, right? And then you can literally build uh, infrastructure as well of like the whole every 10 milks, every 9 milks you buy, the 10th milk is free or whatever. And I don't know why I'm choosing to use the milk example, just because it's so basic, right? Just think about the amount of cartons of milk that has been sold, and again, the capacity for it to get sour, right? And the inability to maybe do something about that, right? If you buy sour milk, the fractal of going back to the store and then negotiating with people about like my milk was sour, right? Having a little token and then scanning this token and then lodging a complaint on said token, and then the next day in the same grocery haul you get an extra carton of milk or whatever, or a free carton of milk. That's going to be a lot less of a hassle, of a headache, right? And it's also going to give people more incentive to almost like be fact checkers, oracles as well, for the blockchain that is our consumer goods. So authentication, changing the token. I think it's scrolled up a little bit. Yeah. So first, physical to digital bridge. Imagine a token that exists. I think I've already done one. No, not fully. Hey, stop making sounds. Say it. Right. Imagine a token energized by the device, it reveals or updates its digital identity on the blockchain. This could help solve part of the Oracle problem by providing a verifiable physical trigger for digital transactions. So, in the space of uh, open ledgers, blockchain technology, and Oracle is essentially the thing that looks at the real world and then tells the blockchain what's happening, right? Like one of the big ones is like Chainlink. So they are one of the biggest players in taking real world data and then tokenizing it and being able to give those tokens to smart contracts, for example, right? If I think like it hurts me to say this, but let's think about gambling, for example, right? People betting on sports. Right now, the betting on sports fractal, you're still kind of trusting that your company or whatever is going to be truthful, right? Where with smart contracts and these oracles, as soon as someone wins, right, the conclusion is made on a digital level. Like this person has more number than this person. It automatically can trigger things in smart contracts, right? It's like you don't have to trust someone to be like, oh, this thing happened. Okay, let me go and do thing, right? Oh, someone did their work, and then oh, I have other things to do, but I'm gonna pay them. But I need my family needs my time, but I need to pay that person. My sleep schedule is bad. I need to go get some sleep. I'll pay them tomorrow. Right? Instead of having to go through that whole headache, we can just have smart contracts where if the person did their work, the contract pays them, right? You don't have to pay them. You've already paid them technically by just staking the amount of currency they were, requesting for the work they did. And if the oracle confirms that yes, in fact, they did do the work, you did in fact receive the product, it basically checks out. I see it even in a way where you could buy all of your products and only pay for it once it gets at your door, right? By scanning all of those smart tokens. Might be a little bit of a hassle though, admittedly.
I don't want to do that, Melt.
Fine, I get it. I get it. All right, but there's other use cases too. All right, more things to be excited about. Let's go, show the rabbit hole. Yeah, this is a cool rabbit hole to me. I'm like, my mind is melting just thinking about, because I've thought about it from the perspective of a QR code before, right, where it's literally just readable with a camera on the outside. But this printable NFC, I feel like this kind of like has something to it. Not gonna lie, I think Melt is inviting schizophrenia. That's a hot take. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear it. Dynamic asset tracking. Did I miss the previous ones? No, I did technically. I just missed the little starter bit. Programmable states via electromagnets. Your dream of collapsing data states of electromagnets is especially cool. Thinking of it like using magnetic fields to set bits on a tiny PCB, almost like rewriting a digital signature. This could be used for authentication, changing the token state in a secure way, making it tamper evident, right? So if you tamper, some states will collapse, right? Like they're made to. And then it's very easy for you to, if you are going to use that tech as well, to see whether or not it's been tampered with. Dynamic asset tracking. Imagine an asset that, upon being scanned by a programmed energy source, updates its history of ownership data securely on the blockchain, right? In that way, you could transfer online the token, right, to the person. The person can buy online that token from you. And then as soon as you actually bring your part, you actually put the thing you tokenized in the courier and it arrives at that person, they can scan it. And then the authentication happens of ownership transfer, right? Because it's not only that they pay for it, and again, there can be a contractual thing where as soon as they pay for it, the capital gets released, right? And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it, the capital gets released. And if they don't scan it Somebody had to scan for it, right? When they picked it up as a courier, for example, right? It got lost somewhere. So there's easy fingers to point towards responsible parties, right? And with proof of stake technology, you won't even have to lose your money before finding out you could have, right? How about that? Mm, I'm down for this rabbit hole. Thank you, Kristen. It's for me again. This is problems we're facing right now, right? Like we're going to have a harder and harder time trusting each other. Like that seems to be the current theme of peopling. It's like, oh, can I trust people? And building technology like this will take that away from us, which sounds bad, but if you think about it, taking away the question of can I trust someone is a good thing, right? When it's like almost not even something you have to consider, like, what do you mean? Do I trust them? Like, it's blockchain technology. I don't have to trust them. I don't have to trust them. If they don't bring their part, then nothing was lost. You know, maybe something can be lost, right? There's still cracks. There's still cracks, you know, where things can fall down. Admittedly, real world asset tokenization. The application potential is huge. For instance, you could use this stake in supply chain. That's the first thing that I thought about as well. Supply chain was the first thing. Then the second thing I thought about was vehicles, weirdly enough. And the third thing was real estate, right? And again, it would be a little bit hard for you to send a house as a token. But again, you don't have to. You can buy the token that is the house online, right? And then as soon as you do, your phone suddenly unlocks the keys to the house, literally. Or you could rent the house for a month. And then that's the contract. I pay X amount of money, and then my key works for X amount of days. And then you scan your phone against the door and it opens up. All right. Okay. More. Supply chain. Yes. Each product gets its own token, ensuring authenticity and tracking through NFC enabled checkpoints. Art and collectibles. That's a good one as well. Using physical tokens that double as digital certificates of authenticity for artworks or limited edition items. Hmm. I didn't think about that like that. You see, this is where it helps because now suddenly I'm like, oh. So what that means to me as an artist, I can use my art. So this would be if like this is the what I'm thinking right now. If I would do something like this, I would use these. I have 44 of these, right? Basically cut out flowers. And then I can print out this thing, right? This size, like massifos, right? As big as I can get it. And then I can frame that and I can mark it one of one because I would like to, if I'm going to sell my art at scale, make sure that every single person that buys one of my pieces is the only one that has it, right? And then I can tokenize slash turn into an NFT that piece of art as well, and attach that NFT's address as like a piece of text to that, or as a little QR code to scan, or as this little NFC scannable tag to the actual painting. And then that means that not only do you own the physical replica of this NFT, but you also own the NFT, right? And then if you wanted to, technically in the future, you could sell either or both, right? And there could be these new fractals created of someone owns the NFT of a piece of art and someone owns a physical piece of the piece of art, and both of them want the NFT slash piece of art, and both of them are conniving to try and figure out how they can convince the other person to let go. I mean, maybe that's a crazy thing to think about. Maybe that's bad, but I can see it as novel. So that's I like that idea actually. That's pretty cool. Back to it. Digital announcement, art, collectibles, access, control, and event tickets. Yeah, that's one of the big ones as well, right? You can get You can buy your token online for the festival that you want to go to. And then as soon as you buy that token online, it's digital, so it's on your phone. So now it can output the NFC that is that signal. And then you go to the festival and then you get your token, your little sticker, right? And then you scan it and then it links the one you have on your phone of this physical asset. And then you can technically use that as like almost like a data anchor. So after the festival is done, you put this little sticker on the back of your laptop or on your dresser or whatever, right? Put that sticker somewhere. And then if you ever wanted to, maybe you went to a bunch of festivals throughout the years and you have a bunch of these little flowers on your dresser, you can take your phone and then you can hover it over one of those flowers. And then it opens up to the video feeds, right? To the media that was made for that festival. Maybe you took some video with your phone as well. Maybe you took selfies with your friends at the event, and then you can like scan your phone over each of these little tokens, and you can see like a little window into that world again. Hmm? Event tickets, a token that is not just a static QR code, but a dynamic, yes, programmable identifier, reducing fraud. Exactly. That could also be an. I didn't even think about the fraud. I forget people are frauding. Practical considerations and challenges. First and foremost is going to be security, ensuring that the physical token state is securely tied to the blockchain record. The NFC and electromagnet interplay should be tamper resistant and ideally include cryptographic signatures. I don't know how to do any of that, but yes, probably security would be necessary. Maybe maybe it gets to be just like the handshake for the thing that's actually secure, but sure. Energy and durability. Yeah, that's also the other thing. How does the token get powered? NFC. That's easy. Perhaps through passive NFC power harvesting. No, you don't have to. I don't know that you could passively harvest NFC. I thought NFC was only an activation, right? NFC works by essentially outputting a wave frequency, right? Like a signal, loud enough, loud enough to shake coils on the other side to empower that thing to be able to transmit data. What? So you have a card on your phone. On some of you have like a bank card, right? And that card you can tap to pay, where you just push it against the machine and then it like that tap to pay feature, right? Your power doesn't need batteries for it to interact with that electronic device because that electronic device literally outputs a signal that empowers your card to be able to transmit data. And our cards are secure enough. Do our cards have cryptographic signatures? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Energy and durability. Yeah. And can it reliably maintain its program state over time and under various conditional environmental conditions? Yeah, that's also going to be a hard one to know. Like, I haven't built the technology yet, so I don't know. Again, the whole collapsible magnet state feels like it's gonna hold on to the information in a way that should be okay. But again, maybe you go through a, I don't know, electromagnetic pulse and then it wipes your little token of all of its data or whatever. Integration. How would this token interact with existing blockchain protocols? You might consider aligning it with standards like ERC 721 for NFTs or developing a new protocol for physical asset tokenization. There's actually already a company that's building a protocol called Palm, I believe. That's also with the intent of tokenizing real world assets. The dream factor and creative innovation. Sometimes our subconscious pulls together disparate ideas like NFC, electromagnets, and blockchain to signal a new kind of innovation. Perhaps this token isn't just about storing an address, but about creating a physical manifestation of trust and ownership. I love how I came to that conclusion because I in the question I just like, oh, maybe it's an address. And then as we kept going down this rabbit hole, the trust and ownership thing. A signal, a new kind of innovation. Perhaps this token isn't just about storing an address, but about creating a physical manifestation of trust and ownership in an increasingly digital world. In a way, it will let us feel the blockchain, turning abstract data into something you can hold, scan, and interact with. In summary, your concept could provide a novel, tangible way to manage and authenticate real world assets on a blockchain. It's ambitious and a bit out of the box in a good way, merging hardware and digital systems. The key will be ensuring that the state changes via NFC and electromagnetism are secure, reliable, and seamlessly integrated with blockchain technology. Can you tell me a little bit about Chainlink, the Oracle's protocol, and if it has any ability to take in data like this? Maybe tell me about Cardano as well. I know they have Palm being built natively or as a subchain that is also with the intent of creating real world asset tokens. So like I'm seeing this as a challenge, right? And I don't necessarily know if I will be the one that gets to defeat this challenge, but I am curious about putting these ideas out into the world. I believe that ideas want to be born, and whether or not you actually put in the time to make something a reality doesn't make that thing not be a part of reality. It's almost like it wants to be alive. It'll come into this world whether you want it to or not. Keep exploring, prototyping, and iterating. Sometimes the wildest ideas lead to the most transformative innovations. I don't know if this will be that transformative necessarily. Maybe it could be. Better to have sour milk than no milk. I don't know about you, but sour milk turns into no milk when I throw it away. Right. So I'm down for this rabbit hole. Bless. I'm trying also to enhance what I know works. I think smart people do the same. I slept in. I needed it. Hey, Joy V. It's nice having you. I think I'd rather have no milk. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, like if the milk is sour, it gets thrown away, right? Which means we're back to having no milk yet. Chainlink is essentially the bridge that connects blockchain smart contracts with real world data. It's a decentralized Oracle network, meaning it takes data from outside sources like market prices, weather reports, or even Internet of Things sensor readings. Yeah, that was one of my favorites, right? Which means you can literally, a camera can be an Internet of Things sensor device, right? So maybe a little bit dystopian, but you can link to blockchain attendance records, for example, right? If I'm going to study freaking, uh, let's call it molecular biology, right? And my molecular biology degree is eventually going to allow me to develop novel molecules that will go into people's bodies, right? And I'm going to be a person that wants to do that for the world. And I'm going to be the type of person that wants to have that done to me. I'm going to want to know this person knows, right? And in that way, with an oracle, you can tokenize, let's say, yeah, tokenize and then make a part of a blockchain their attendance record, right? And again, maybe that's dystopian to you, but if it's about the serious stuff, we need that level of trust. We need that. Right. The conversation I had last night as well was about the nature of our educational system and how much lying is happening. How many people got their PhDs by just lying through their teeth, by just being the lesser, yeah, by being the lesser idiot, right? If you can convince the people that are going to give you your PhD that you're right about something, that you're actually making sense, even if your math doesn't even work, they'll still give you your PhD, right? And that not only can happen, but is happening a lot. I believe at least that's why the educational system is due for some change as well, with AI coming online the way that it is right now. Right. And when I'm saying educational system, I'm not talking about freaking primary schools, where children are going just to kind of like get baseline into reality and social exchange. I'm talking about specifically tertiary education, the universities, right? The colleges that charge absorbent amounts of wealth for the education they give you. My alarm went off for yoga, but my body said no, Joe. Like, no, man. Actually, I'm sleeping. My body is like really like hurt today as well, Joey. We exercised yesterday, me and Christian, and my body is like not okay with that. Anything that makes milk, like a pot of mashed potatoes, anything that takes milk, like a pot of mashed potatoes or mac and cheese.
Hello, baby. Hello, babes. Hello. Ouchie, you hurting me. You hurting me, you summoner. You hurter miss. Come on, hurting. You me hurters. How dare you? You never hurt me. You never hurt. Ow, you were hurting me, you freaking monster. How dare you? How dare you hurt me? What did I do to you, bro? I didn't do none. I didn't do none to you.
Are you eating grass right now? You want to go and play with Pippi? Huh? Is Pippi more fun than I am? Okay. Go play. Oh, I'll read that one in a second now. My alarm went off. Feeling you. Can you cook with sour milk? Yeah, I guess. No. Jay Vivas let us know you can cook some mashed potatoes or mac and cheese. I know I've cooked with sour cream, but I don't know if that's the same necessarily. That's my point, Melt, guys. Oh, I get it. Happy extra sleeps, Joy. I can have the jealous. Always cook with the milk. True. I don't throw away sour cream. Sour milk usually gets thrown away, but sour cream usually gets used. Yeah. Sour milk used for buttermilk? Yes. I like how this conversation switched to food. No, I'm bringing it back. Bringing it back, please. I was trying to talk technology. That's a good question. I don't know. I had to try someone else's sour milk recipes before I could consume my own. I never considered it. I mean, again, sour milk is only really bad for you if you're gonna chuck it down just like that, right? Sour milk, right? That's probably not gonna be very great for your body. But if you cook it, then it's back to being dead for all intents and purposes. At least when it comes to the microbial life that lives in it, which could be good if you don't want to die. Chainlink is essentially a bridge that connects blockchain smart contracts with real world data. It's a decentralized Oracle network, making it, hey, meaning it takes data from outside sources like market prices, weather reports, or even Internet of Things readings, and brings that, hey, you're making noise. Stop it, please. Uh, uh, for your physical token idea, Chainlink could potentially be used to verify your input data coming from your NFC electromagnetic setup. For instance, hi, stop it, please. You can play. You can play. Just don't bark. Don't bark. My tisms and sensitivities, please. For instance, you could design a custom external adapter that reads the physical state changes from your token and feed that into Chainlink, which then passes it along to a smart contract. This isn't an out of box functionality, but Chainlink's flexible architecture is designed to handle such custom integrations. How about Cardano? It's a blockchain platform built with strong emphasis on security, sustainability, and formal methods. One of its standout features is a native multi asset ledger which means that creating and managing tokens is a first class experience. No need to separate smart contracts just to mint or transact with them. You mentioned Palm, which I understand is part of the Cardano's broader vision for real world asset tokenization. Whether Palm is built natively on Cardano or as a subchain, its goal is similar to bring tangible real world assets into the blockchain space with reliable, verifiable tokens. Cardano's robust design and focus on formal verification makes it an attractive platform for projects that aim to tokenize physical assets through its still evolving, though it's still evolving in terms of Oracle integrations. In a nutshell, if you're thinking about bringing physical data like your NFC token readings with the blockchain, Chainlink offers a proven model for securely and reliably importing that data. Cardano, on the other hand, provides a powerful environment for creating and managing the tokens that present you that represents your real world assets. Both platforms have their unique strengths, and combining ideas from both could lead to a robust, innovative solution. Your mindset, seeing ideas as living entities that demand to be born, fits perfectly with these cutting edge innovations. Whether you're the one to bring this concept to life or it inspires someone else to take up the challenge, putting these ideas out there fuels the evolution of technology, it says, but the evolution of consciousness. How do you envision the physical interaction with your token? More like one time scan for verification or an ongoing dynamic interface? Ongoing dynamic interface creates like a whole problem with like how are those things powered? Uh, will they be tracked? You know, literally being able to track them to your homes. Will they be extra wasteful? You know, if they have to have like capacitors or batteries in them as well. So, no, they will not be ongoing and dynamically interfacing. And it would be I don't want to say a one time scan for verification, but a of time scan verification. All right. So the time in which you scan it, all right, is it often that way? Who knows? The maybe real time. There we go. Not one time, real time scan. It's a real time scan for verification thing. I think it would be a real time scan for verification. Powering them ongoing or, you know, giving them like tracking capabilities, I think would be too energy intensive. Like having batteries in them would not be good. And a dynamic interface would be something pretty like simple. It would be as simple as a user interface that allows you to literally import or take a photo of your product. It will turn that photo into a kaleidoscope flower of that product, and then it will print PCBs literally with that kaleidoscope shape with the embedded, you know, electronics, NFC enabled data readers. And then, as you said, it will be able to uh, real time as you scan that, not only send that data as like another node to Cardano through Chainlink or whatever. And I don't even think Chainlink and Cardano has integrations just yet. So this is still pipe dream kind of fractals, but would be able to, trying to catch my mind again, would be able to in real time be able to share both information into the network again that this thing has not been scanned, and maybe there can be, you know, a certain user interfacing kind of thing with it as well, where you scanning with it almost adds new information to the entire system. The dead don't die. It's true. I think that's a good question. I don't know. I have to try someone else said let's see. I'm here for these genius moments of melt. Dead stuff could be good for not dying. Yes, true. I mean, that's the genius. That's the genius moment. I like that. I was talking about the whole boiling your milk, boiling your sour milk kills everything that used to live in there. and then you don't die because they're dead. My brain, the dead don't die. The dead don't kill, maybe instead. That sounds like the ravings of a dictator. The dead don't kill, ultimate justification. The verification process. Instead of powering the token continuously, the token would be entirely passive. Yes, until a real-time NFC scanner triggers it. Think of it like a data thumbprint of the product, activated only when needed. The scan would verify that the token hasn't been tampered with, updating its status on the blockchain, perhaps making it as verified or logging the time and location of the scan, if you want that, the location that is. Designing the token's identity. Your idea to transform a photo into a unique kaleidoscope pattern is both artistic and functional. This pattern could serve as a visual and cryptographic signature of the product. Like the process might work like this: the user takes a photo of the product via a dedicated app, an algorithm processes the image into a kaleidoscope design, ensuring each output is unique. And then this design is then embedded into the PCB layout for the NFC token, essentially printing the token with its unique fingerprint. Exactamundo. Blockchain integration of oracles. Once the token is scanned, that event could trigger a secure data relay to the blockchain. Chainlink, as a decentralized oracle network, could serve as the intermediary that takes the real world scan data and feeds into a smart contract on Cardano. Chainlink's role. Custom external adapters could be developed to interpret the NFT scan data and package it into a format that smart contracts can understand. Cardano's role, with its native multi asset ledger and focus on real world asset tokenization, Cardano could record these verification events, creating an immutable audit trail for the product's lifecycle. User driven data enrichment. Beyond your verification, imagine if every scan could contribute additional data to the network. For example, every time someone verifies the token, that event might add metadata, like a timestamp, geolocation, and even a short note from the verifier, enriching the product's history. This turns each token into a living record of its interactions. Yes, all without draining energy unnecessarily. Challenges and opportunities. Energy constraints. By keeping the system passive until scanned, you sidestep the issue of energy consumption. No batteries, no constant power draw, just the manual verification. I think it's just saying what I said, technically. Integration hurdles. As you noted, full integration between Cardano and Chainlink might not yet exist. This means you're pioneering a path which is both challenging and exciting. Your work could even help spark more robust cross-chain integrations in the future. My work. She's like, I'm just spitballing here, bro. Don't flatter me too much. Security and durability. Ensuring that the NFC and embedded electronics can withstand real world conditions without compromising security is key. The tamper evident nature of the design could be one of its strongest selling points. Your vision isn't just about creating a token, it's about crafting a holistic, verifiable identity for physical assets that bridge the tangible with the digital. It's an ambitious idea that blends art and technology, and even if the ecosystem isn't fully ready today, putting these ideas out there can influence the evolution of both hardware and blockchain applications. What aspect of this process do you find most compelling? The artistic creation of the token's identity, the real time verification, or the blockchain integration side? I don't think I'm going to go down the rabbit holes anymore. I am going to steppeth backeth from the rabbit hole. Yes, be present. This is interesting, though. This is interesting. I've had this idea way before, right? I mentioned. But for me, at that point, it was just a kaleidoscope. And that's why I kind of like put the idea down again. Because I was like, it's going to be pretty hard convincing people to do that. But in this way, it might not be. It might have to stay a QR code. That's the other thing as well. Is QR codes are so well known. And I wouldn't even be surprised if it's already happening. Let's actually ask, is there any company that's doing something similar with QR codes and putting these QR codes and then integrating those real world assets into the blockchain, especially as it relates to supply chain management? That's what I'm curious about because they already have QR codes in them. Would this idea, like with this idea we've been exploring of scanning something and being able to verify it on blockchain, be possible just simply with basic QR codes? Now it's going to tell me, yeah, probably, yeah, actually, we don't really need your idea because we already have something that's working. Hard thing, maybe hard. That's true. That's true. It's like, yeah, this hard thing that you want to do, or even if you could do it right now, and you can't, it's going to be hard once you maybe are able to. Hmm. Oh yes, yes, there are companies that are already exploring the use of QR codes to tie real-world assets to blockchain records. Why am I not surprised? Especially in the realm of supply chain management. For instance, VeChain. I heard about VeChain, but I didn't know VeChain does that. How about that? This blockchain platform is well known for its work in supply chain management. They use QR codes and sometimes RFID tags. I don't know what an RFID tag is. Is it almost the same thing as the stuff I was talking about? To uniquely identify products and track them across the supply chain, verifying authenticity and reducing counterfeiting. Nice. The more you know. IBM Food Trust. In the food industry, IBM Food Trust leverages QR codes so that consumers and stakeholders can scan products and retrieve verifiable, immutable data about the product's origin, handling, and journey. How about that? IBM has blockchain? Chronicle led, focused on securing supply chains, especially in sectors like pharmaceuticals. Chronic Chronic led uses digital identities tied to physical products via QR codes and other identifiers to ensure product authenticity. In terms of your idea, using basic QR codes could indeed facilitate real time scanning and verification on the blockchain. A QR code can serve as a unique identifier that, when scanned, pulls up an asset stored record on a blockchain. However, there are some trade offs: security and uniqueness. Yeah. The artistic one of a kind token you described turns a product photo into kaleidoscope PCB design with NFC is a step up in uniqueness and tamper resistance compared to a standard printed QR code. Yeah. Huzzah! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hiya, huzzah. Chama, chama, chamas. Baby bobber. Hey! Don't hurt me like that. I'll freaking consume you. I'll hug you so hard. I'll make you a part of my matter. I'll absorb your energy. I'll take all of your youth. I'll take your youth, I will. I will become a little bit younger. Arr! I'll become so young, eating all of your energies. Mm. Peppy is popping. Poppy is popping. Yeah, it's true. It's to be expected. I just don't particularly like bleeding. All right, uniqueness. And the QR code thing is also QR codes are easy to reproduce and tamper with. Without additional security layers, someone could potentially replicate a valid code on a counterfeit product. Yeah. Okay. So my idea still has some credence because, again, it's a matter of like one of those tokens that I described would be nigh impossible to counterfeit. All right. Because they would almost be created alongside the product. You would have to be the person creating the product to be able to create the token. Right. Right. Love is true. Ah, rah, rah, rah. I enjoyed going down this rabbit hole with you, friends. This moment of mind's consideration, this moment for us to learn, to learn, to consciously evolve. I've been lurking. I hope you've enjoyed the conversation, gobbledygook. It's nice having you here. I look forward to the future, bro. Flower and poem. I'll flower and poem. We didn't write a proper poem yesterday. It literally goes to our friends, the family that we choose. Do what you can not to lose. Boom. Poem gepoetried. And that's the flower that went alongside it. It's a nice one, I think. Did I read this one yesterday? I do think I did. But Joe also mentioned that he likes it. Seeing these takes on your life, feeling the snow. I've never seen it myself. I'm happy that you appreciate it. Living vicariously through you. Before the first bird sings, what's a not proper poem? I mean, like for me, a poem is like a big thing. I don't know, for some reason, right? This entire poem it's basically 3 lines. It goes to our friends as the title, and one of the lines to our friends, the family that we choose. Do what you can not to lose. Maybe it's a haiku instead. Yes, it's a haiku. I don't know why this is cracking me up. I think it's because of the state I was in. I was just like looking at this flower, thinking about, thinking still about the fact that my sister's car got crashed, right? And I was just like, to our friends. One more time, the flower, and then we'll no, then we'll read this one's read this one's poem as well. Short and sweet, right? Me too, Gabi. Me too. I'm looking forward to things getting better for everyone. That's what I'm like desperately trying. I'm like grasping at dreams even, bro. Trying to like bring some sort of what can be better into our world. We will, bro. Slowly but surely, we're here to make it better. Please show the flower again. You went too fast. I did show it again a little bit. I don't know if I should show it again. Definitely not a haiku, but we call it short from poetry. Yeah, it's probably not a haiku. The fact that it was like just 3 bars is what got me into the haiku thing. Hey, what are you doing? You see that? Pretends that he's not doing anything. Hey, I can still see you. I can still see you digging in the ground. Don't destroy the grass. Pretends that he's not doing anything. Hey, I'm watching you. Hey, I'm watching. There we go. I'm probably getting freaking the squatties again. I can see them coming out. Tristan, have a legendary day. I love your flowers. I really love making them for you, friends. Like a lot. Like I really do. Every single day that I get to make you art is a good day for me. Makes me happy making you pretty things. Now I'll read you the poem that came with the 4 geometry. It goes, before the first bird sings. When darkness feels endless and your breath lingers in the hush, that sacred hush before the first bird sings, know that night is only a passage, a quiet hallway into dawn. Look at the sky, how it holds its breath, as if gathering courage for a brilliant reveal. There's a trembling in the horizon, a ripple of gold just out of sight. In that trembling, hope is born. We are meant to rest in these hours, our eyelids heavy with yesterday's weight, our dreams sown like seeds in warm soil. Slumber isn't surrender, it's the spirit's way of saving energy for the great ascent ahead. Then comes the hush, when every shadow learns, when every shadow leans towards its own undoing, and every doubt is a half remembered echo. In that hush, the morning prepares. Hey, please, silently, silent playing. Go back, silently. Ah, My tism is losing its mind. I was in a flow, yo. I was in the flow. I'm gonna.
We're losing our minds. We're losing our minds. We're absolutely losing minds.
They would stop losing their minds because they would.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Squeezy, squeezy.
Okay, is that enough? Stop now. Quiet. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no. Poetry, huh? How about this poetry we're having? How about some how about some how about some poetry?
I'm gonna squeezy, squeezy this creature.
Ask a dog to say a poem and it's all the rambling noises. These creatures are relentlessly not calm. And today's stream topic was about maintaining my calm despite the fucking environment. I still have so much to grow. Still have so much more power to gain. This is our chance. Skivity. What is it with dogs and digging holes? I don't know. They really just like them diggy holes. Yo, Skivity's up. Okay, I don't know if I want to read the whole one again. I probably should to make it good because it's supposed to be like the story unfolding. So I will. Before the first birds sing. Ah! No. When darkness feels endless and your breath lingers in the hush, that sacred hush before the first. I give up. No, fuck this. These creatures are not gonna let me do anything. Like I know the universe is messing with me right now, and I'm gonna remain calm. But I'm also not gonna like skizz my brain by keep putting myself in the position to have my brain skizzed by them. All right, they're cute. I don't want to impede on their fun, but maybe they're tired now. Oh, good. They seem to be out of breath. Let's see. Third time's the charm. Before the first bird sings, when darkness feels endless and your breath lingers in the hush, that sacred hush, before the first bird sings, know that night is only a passage, a quiet hallway into dawn. Look at the sky, how it holds its breath as if gathering courage for a brilliant reveal. There's a trembling in the horizon, a ripple of gold just out of sight. In that trembling, hope is born. We're meant to rest in these hours. Our eyelids heavy with yesterday's weight, our dreams sown like seeds in warm soil. Slumber isn't surrender. It's the spirit's way of saving energy for the great descent ahead. Then comes the hush, when every shadow leans towards its own undoing, and every doubt is a half remembered echo. In that hush, the morning prepares its stage, and your heart awakens from within. Suddenly, a glow. The horizon bends beneath the rising sun. All the night's fears recede like a tide, and the world breathes light again. This is your invitation to stand up, rub sleep from your eyes, and greet the day unafraid. You were never meant to remain at the depths of midnight. Yes, it's darkest before dawn, but that's only because dawn is about to break open the world, and you, blazing with life, get to witness it all. Get to be here. Get to be here while everything changes. How about that? Isn't that wild? Things have been pretty for long, right? I feel like this is something that people don't always really fathom properly. And I'm people, by the way. I don't fathom this always. But things have been pretty messed up for a long time. It's so messed up. So messed up, right? Like if we think things are bad right now, holy shit, things have been worse for long, right? Talking about, oh shit, it's Valentine's Day. It's true. Happy Valentine's again to all of you. Like talking about like Valentine's Day, like Valentine's got stoned to death, right? We used to do stuff like that as human beings. We used to pick up rocks. Hey Google, how did Valentine's die? Saint Valentine's, how did he die? And according to legend, Pope Gelasius wanted to put an end to the debauchery in the late 5th century. He declared February the 14th as the feast day of Saint Valentine, who had been martyred about 200 years before. Tell me about the martyring. I want you to tell me about who got martyred, Saint Valentine. How did he get martyred? Claudius refused, and condemnation Valentine's Day. Claudius refused and condemned Valentinius to death, commanding that Valentinius either renounce his faith or he would be beaten with clubs and beheaded. He refused, and he got beaten by clubs to death in February 14th, 2069. No, not even 269, right? The year is 269, February 14th. You get clubbed to death as Saint Valentine, right? And now here we are, years later, celebrating Valentine's Day. You know, like, and now today, it's an act of love, right? It's about love. It's about people coming together. It's about buying stuff. If you're an American, no cast, no shades cast. Just that's how the corporate world kind of is. Things have gotten better, right? Things are changing, and we are on the precipice of like some of the most extreme changes that has ever been, right? There was this line from, was it Steinfeld? There's a new Nicolas Cage movie, new-ish Nicolas Cage movie where he's a vampire and he gets like reawakened or something, or he gets taken out of this dingy place that he was living in for a long time. I don't know if I'm misremembering the fractals, but something like that. And then he got put in like a pretty basic apartment. And he looked around himself and at all of the things that were everywhere, you know, the stuff that we have in our homes these days. And I might be misquoting the movie, but there was this line that comes, I knew the future will bring riches. Reinfeld or something silly movie. Reinfeld or something silly movie. Yeah. Reinfeld. Thank you, Joe. And then I knew the future would bring, I don't know if it's abundance that he said, let's use the word abundance. I knew the future would bring. Let's use riches. Riches is better. I knew the future would bring riches. I didn't think it would make it commonplace. Let's see if we can find that exact line. We're talking about Rhinefield or something like that, the Nicolas Cage movie where he's a vampire. And there was this one line that really struck me where he walks into a basic apartment and he looks at the stuff that's all around him and he states that he knew the future would bring riches. He didn't think it would make it commonplace. Right? From this perspective of what you as a king would have considered riches, we now have commonplace pretty much everywhere. The user mentioned, still thinking about it. The line really captures the bittersweet irony of foresight. No, what are you doing? It's trying to continue down the rabbit hole of the stuff that I talked to about before. I should have just started a new. I should have started a new tab because it got very confused. Shame. It's so confused now. I just gave a language model a little bit of a brain spasm, I think. Yeah. Riches are commonplace. Riches have become commonplace. And they will become more commonplace still. Right? Again, thinking about the perspective of having help, having someone who can help you do your chores. We used to need actual human beings to help us do that stuff. And if you're not a human being that earns enough money to take care of yourself as a human being, then you definitely do not have enough money to take care of another human being. Right? So, in that way, the ability for us to, within the next 5 to 10 years, buy robotics that will be able to do stuff for us in a way that we've never had stuff done before is going to be a pretty big deal. Doggo wants to get cross.
I want to come in the ground. Come in, grousey, grousey. What do you feel? What do you feel?
Yes. ADHD, ADHDs. We have kitties too.
Meow, meow.
Whoa, whoa! Yossi. That was way too close for comfort. That thing was on its way to a freaking bricked edge. You're pushing my stuff around, bro. Like you almost just cracked my technologies, or at least potentially could have cracked. At the very least, would have made little dents and chips in my technologies. Calming down again. That was our whole point of today's stream. After all, I appreciate you for joining me again. It was super fun having you here for today. Happy Valentine's Day again. This is what I felt like when Zoe started to make noises right at the beginning of yoga yesterday. I totally get you, Jean. I really do. It's so ridiculous because it's so apt. The universe does it over and over again. It's like, bro, can you give me a break? I get that I'm not like the most Zen mode 5000, that I get triggered by sounds. I get it. But can you just like not, can we just like stop the whole getting tested? French takes. 6 minutes ago. Nice. And there's 6 friends watching right now. Danger babies. Love is true. I appreciate you friends for joining me for this live stream. This rabbit hole deep dive into more things, right? Sharing my dream and then expanding on what that dream could mean. Hopefully, slowly but surely, putting into the infinity everything. Everything. I love you, friends. I'll see you again soon. My cats like to start screaming when I get into Zoom meetings. Yeah. It's like they almost know that we now have to give our attention to this thing. This is important. This thing requires our full attention. And then they realize that now, since your full attention is not on them, they need to start making sounds and losing their minds so that they can be the center of attention again. And the last thing you want in that moment is that don't forget the goodbye message. I won't. Thank you, Michelle, for reminding me to. I'll read it, open this one to make sure I have it close and I can read it. To say, have the most tranquil day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so, so serenely, placidly, halogenically, pacifically, 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 pacifically. I'm probably saying that word incorrectly. Pacifically. Yes, stingingly, lullingly, hushfully, responsefully, harmoniously, melt and all of you. Oh, so certainly, centering, steady and grounding, heartening, fortifying, reassuring, balmy, sheltering and anchoring and soothing friends who embrace calm as the world transform again. Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm learning here with your friends. You get to watch me learn, get to watch me struggle, get to watch me make the same mistakes over and over again. Let's go be not being able to reach the cats that have the ability to jump upon. And
Little meow.
he's like, "Why are you doing that?" And then there's Carlos as well. Yeah, what a funny sound. Well, it's like the frustration and like lack of control he has over his world, probably. I think that's what that sound is for. Pippi got into a thickness again. So she has like a bunch of these small ones all over her body and her ears, and I've been painstakingly, what's the word? There's a word. Grooming her to get all of these little ticks off of her. Sound like he's always confused, and he probably is. I think so. I don't know if he's like hyper intelligent, unfortunately. Nikki constantly does the sound.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Looks at me like, why are you doing that?
Hmm.
Hmm. I'll show you a.
I'll show you. I'll show you, Burpson. I'll show you.
Thickness, new horror unlocked. I'm sorry. Yeah. So imagine a thick mom laid a bunch of babies in like one little spot, and then Pippi somehow managed to find that one spot and put her face right up in it. She had like more horror, at least 30 of these things on her ears, and I had to like take each and every single one of them off when I got back home this morning. Alrighty, love is true. I've said goodbye like 3 times now. I'll say goodbye again. I love you, friends. Appreciate you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon tomorrow. Goodbye.